Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is, oh no! If you can't tell, little Ayla is hanging out down here beside me, and she just got really mad at me there for a second. Are you gonna calm down for us, baby? You're okay. Okay, and my video today, as you can probably tell by the title, is I'm going to be reviewing the Haakaa. But I'm not just going to be reviewing the standard first generation Haakaa. I'm actually going to review the third generation Haakaa based on the differences between the first and the third, how I think they work, and if I think the third generation is worth the money. So I am going to get started. As you can probably tell, you've probably seen a review of a Haakaa before, or there's plenty of them out on YouTube. What I haven't seen is a lot of reviews of the third generation. Honestly, I really didn't even know there was a third generation Haakaa until I found a YouTube video. There was one person that I saw that had done a video on it, and I was like, oh my gosh, they have an updated one? Like, where have I been my whole life? This is amazing. So anyhow, I started out with this first Haakaa because this is the one that pops up on Amazon. When you go to search the Haakaa, this Haakaa is the one that pops up first. And this is the traditional one, the one that most people have. So the way the Haakaa works is this has about a 4 ounce, so this is about 4 ounces to my finger up here, compartment that you can fill up with milk. And basically you latch on one side, and on the other side the flange bends down just like this. You suction it up to your nipple and you squeeze it nice and tight, and you let it suction onto your nipple. And so basically it's kind of hard to explain, but you put your nipple in here and you squeeze it and let it suction on, and it catches any letdown. So any milk that would just be coming out and going into your breast pad will end up in here, and you can store this milk to use later to feed your baby when you aren't able to breastfeed, if you need to feed her bottle, whatever. So I found this thing to be super helpful. So when I started using the Haakaa from the very beginning, so my milk came at about day 3 or 4, I started using the Haakaa every single time I fed. I now currently have probably 6 gallon-sized Ziploc bags of little milk bags full of extra milk. I have not pumped once, and I probably have, oh my gosh, over 100 baggies full of milk. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Here. You're alright. You're okay. Anyway, I have about 6 gallon-sized bags full of milk. Probably 100 6-ounce baggies. So, that's a lot of milk, and I am only 3 weeks postpartum. Haven't even hit a month postpartum yet. So I can say that I'm probably an oversupplier naturally. I do drink a lot of water, which doesn't hurt that as well. So anyhow, I started using this Haakaa and I fell in love with it. My only problem was, in the middle of the night, my baby sleeps really well, so I would get really full and I would use the Haakaa, and sometimes midway through a feeding I would have to stop, empty my Haakaa, and put it back on because I was literally filling this up. In one feeding, I've gotten the most 8.5 ounces of milk out. I don't think that that's the normal. I think that normally people get between 1 and 4 ounces out in a feeding. I regularly get out about 4 ounces, but if it's been like a long time since she's eaten or I'm really full, then I've gotten more than that. So anyhow, I found the third generation Haakaa on that review, and I was on a mission to find it. So I went on to Amazon and I could not find it anywhere. There was no place that I could find this Haakaa for purchase. So I ended up looking online, and it was kind of difficult because the Haakaa websites are separated by continent or something. So I found the site that's for New Zealand and Canada or Australia, something like that. But it wasn't for the US, and you couldn't order to ship to the US. So I finally found the US Haakaa page. So make sure you find the right one that you're ordering from. But I found it, and there was 2 options there for the third generation Haakaa that came with the flange. So there was this one, which is a 9-ounce bottle, or there was like a 4-ounce bottle. The 4-ounce bottle wouldn't have been any bigger than this compartment wise, but the difference is that this is actually a bottle. So this part comes apart, and this has a nipple that like just sticks straight in and it goes on. So when I catch the letdown, if I'm leaving her with my mom or a babysitter or something. Oh no! If I'm leaving her with my mom or a babysitter or something and I have some letdown from a feeding before I leave her, then I can leave it straight into the bottle and they can just feed her straight out of here. No transfers, nothing like that, which is awesome. So, because you know, any kind of milk spilling is like spilling gold. It's like a crazy hard deal trying to get this milk out of there. So you don't want to spill any of it, literally. Oh no, you are just not a happy girl. You don't want to let mommy make a video? You're okay. You're okay. Anyway, so I got the larger one because I knew I was already filling the smaller one up, so I wanted to make sure I had a larger compartment. I did read some reviews of people saying that this one had such hard suction that it hurt their nipple. For me, that's not the case. I have no problem with any pain with it at all, and I feel like this thing is amazing. So the first time I put it on, I'm like getting like 6 ounces per feeding, and I feel like it just stays on very well. The suction is just good enough that I was having some trouble with this one falling off a little bit. Even when I would suction it as good as I could, sometimes it would still come unlatched, or even if she like kicked it or I bumped it, it would come unlatched and I was spilling a ton of milk. With this one, I haven't had it come unlatched one time, and I have not spilled any milk from this at all. And so I have had very, very good luck with this. Price wise, this one cost about, I can't remember for sure if it was like, I don't know, somewhere between the range of like $12 and $20. It wasn't too expensive for how good it does. But this one cost me $30 for just what I have here, and then it was a little bit extra for the nipples that attach to the bottle, and you get 2 nipples in a pack. I bought both, and it was, yeah, $30 for this, a little bit extra for the nipples, but I would say it's definitely worth it. So if you've never purchased a Haakaa before, it may be worth it to just go ahead and buy this one first and never spend your money on this, especially if you know you're going to be using it every single time you feed, or you don't want the chance of it falling off and losing milk, because this one has done such a better job for me for that reason. Anyhow, I do want to say I'm not sponsored by Haakaa by any means. I do love, love, love their products, and if Haakaa does want to sponsor me, give me a shout, because I would be all about that. That is an awesome experience, and I would love to be sponsored by Haakaa, but currently I am not. So I am just giving my honest review, and I do love the product. I think it's a must-have for every mom out there who is breastfeeding, because this thing is amazing. Okay, well, thanks for stopping by and seeing my Haakaa review. I would love for you to join our family. So if you would like and subscribe and comment down below any questions you may have or any future videos you'd like to see, we would appreciate it greatly. And let me see if she wants to tell you goodbye. Do you want to shh, don't cry. Tell them goodbye. Little Ayla wants to say bye-bye to everybody out there. And we'll see you next time. Oh, we'll see you next time. Let me try that one more time. She wants to say goodbye to everyone out there, and we'll see you next time.